Hello, my crafty friends. I'm going to be working in my Lapbook in just a few minutes, but while I'm waiting for people to get in here, I'm going to fold these papers for my journal that Tanya and I are doing the March mystery journal. I painted them on the first day when we did that on March 3rd when we were on Tanya's channel, and then I coffee dyed them after that. Hi, Elizabeth. So I folded some of them that day, but I have to redo it now. I had to flatten them out, coffee dye them, so figured I could get this done while everybody's coming in. Excuse me. Hi, Sharon. Well, we did find out that my mom doesn't have pneumonia or bronchitis like we were afraid she did. That's what she usually gets. She just has the flu, and I know people think she just has the flu, but they said she had type A flu, which is usually doesn't last as long and is not as bad as type B or some of the others. So we were grateful for a type A flu diagnosis. So now she knows she just needs to rest and soothe so it won't become bronchitis. So hi, Mindy. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Holly. It's good to see all of you. These are my pages for my mystery journal. I coffee dyed them, so they're not stark white anymore. I almost wish I'd had darker, coffee, but they're not white, and that's what I didn't like. So I'm okay with them being like this. Hi, Mary. Hi, Janet. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Therese. It's good to see you. I'm glad y'all are all here. I'm just going to fold these, and I'm going to show a couple of more things before we go straight into the Lapbook. I don't know how long I'll be able to be on tonight. I'm kind of tired. Having sick people around is stressful. When you don't know what to do for them, that's the hardest thing. I can relax now that we know what it is and what we're dealing with. So, hi, Cheryl. The same day my mom got sick, my husband hurt his arm and his shoulder. Not the same shoulder I hurt, the opposite shoulder. So together we're one healed person and one person with bad shoulders. The two shall become one, So we're, depending on what day it is, we're a person with two bad shoulders or a person with two good shoulders. But anyway, he is, I've never seen him in that kind of pain before. It was really scary, but he's dealing with it now. So I imagine we're going to try the same stuff for him that we did for me and see if that'll be enough. I don't know if that'll be enough or not, but so pray for him when you think about it. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Violet. Hi, Janet. I can't remember if I said hi to you or not. I'm glad you're here. These wrinkledy up pages are kind of hard to fold in half. Okay, so here are my pages. And as you can see, they're very, very puffy. This is the same amount of pages that Tanya says she has in hers. Hi, Joan. So I'm obviously going to have to try to get them to smash down some more. But I coffee dyed them, so they're ready to go. But if they stay like this, see, here's my cover. It's already like that. So I may not have as many in mine as Tanya has in hers. And I've got to tear off the sides so they'll fit inside the book. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can put 24 pages in there. I don't know if Tanya's spine is bigger than mine or if I just need to weight my papers down and flatten them out some more. But anyway, it's very, very fluffy. So maybe I just put a really heavy book on them and see what that does. Thanks, I like it. I've been thinking about doing some doodling in white on it, but I haven't done it yet. Not sure if I will or if I'll just leave it like this with whatever we're going to be doing right here. 24, that's what Tanya said. She had 3 signatures with 8 pages. And this is 24 pages right here. And it's a bunch. So hers is 1.5 inches. Well, that's what I thought. And I think that's what mine is. Well, on the outside, it's 1.5. It's probably not 1.5 inside. Let's see. Oh, well, technically it is. Anyway, we'll see. I'll flatten it down and then we'll see what happens. Hi, Fran. It's also kind of bowed a little bit. So, not sure what to do about that. So we'll have to see. That may be part of the reason that it's that it fills it up so fast. You know, it bows out is because it's like this. So I may need to flatten this out too. Put a book inside it and then a book on top of it and see if I can get that to flatten out too. So. Friend definitely needs more pages. Well, let me put it this way, 24 sheets of paper. So if you count each sheet of paper as 4 pages, I've really got almost 100 pages, 96 pages. So depends on how you're counting. Depends on how you're counting. Anyway, right now I'm going to set this aside. And I wanted to show you something I've been working on for a swap that I'm in. And it's a masterboard swap. And so I made several. I made 2 that I'm giving away in the swap. This is one of them. It's an ephemera masterboard swap. So I didn't use any stamps or paint or anything. It's just pure ephemera on here. And stamps, you know, are part of that ephemera. And this was the other one. I think this is my favorite one of the ones that I did. But these 2 are both going to my swap partner. And then I made a few more. And my husband scanned them all in for me. So even the ones I'm giving away, he scanned in for me so I can make copies of them and use them. So I'm really excited about them. I think they turned out really cute. And I think they'll be usable. So these 4 I'm going to keep and use for something. And these 2 I'm giving away. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you see. That's the one thing I've done in the last week or 5 days or something like that. But anyway. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Beth. I'm glad y'all are here. Dampen the inside and then weigh it down. Okay, Therese, thank you. Well, these are the first ones I've ever made, and I enjoyed making them. And I've seen a lot of people do them, and they have a lot of paint and other things on them, and I don't have any of that on these because in the swap it said ephemera masterboards, and so this is as far as I went with them. Hi, Suzanne. And they said to not put, a main focal point or anything on it so the other person can use it, as backgrounds and do whatever they want with it. So the stamps were the closest, and this colored print are the closest things to focal points that I've put on here. But I think even with the stamps and stuff, you could go ahead and just use it as a background. So I haven't ever done anything with them before because I've never had them before, Sharon. But I think what a lot of people do is they make this board, and they call it a master board because it's a big board, and then you cut it up into postcards or tags or journaling cards, whatever you want. And then you go ahead and put a focal point on whatever it is you're working with. So it's like a giant background that you cut down into smaller projects. But if you scan them in, then you can print them off and you can use them over and over and over. Whereas if you don't scan them in, then you've got a masterboard that you can just use one time for something. So I went ahead and scanned these in. And I don't know, I've got a project, a Happy Mail project that I'm going to work on. And I don't know if I'm going to use these masterboards now that I've got them scanned in. I don't think it's enough for the amount of Happy Mails I have to do. But so I might make some more. Before I get to what the project is. But anyway, that needs some more glue right there. And these I just glued down with a glue stick, except some of the heavier pieces like these, I went ahead and used my art glitter glue. But most of it's just a glue stick. That way I could just do it in my recliner and keep my eye on everybody. Nina, Rabina, and Kylie Koo. Okay, well, I need to go watch. I am, I think, subscribed to both of them, so I need to go look and see what they do with them. I'm doing them for a swap that I'm in, and so I wasn't sure, what I'm going to do with mine yet. Going into lurker mode. Okay. Okay. Okay, have at it. I thought I had you on my list, but I don't. Can you give me your name so I can put you on my list? I thought I had you on my list. I like to call people by their real name if I can. Masterboards was their January challenge. Okay, okay. Joyce says Joe. That's how that its name is Joe. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start because I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay on tonight. I might can stay a long time. I might can't. It just kind of depends on how we're going. Last time before we left, I changed my plan for tonight from working in these spaces to working on pockets that you can put in here if you want to make this just a gathering place and not put a journal in it. But I also decided to make a pocket thing that you could put in here and put your little journal in. And I had to make a quick little one signature journal just so I could show you this. I do think I don't like this though. I thought it was a good plan because you just pull this up and stick the journal in there. And this way it has a nice spine on the back of it. And so it'll, you can fit a journal inside there pretty easy. Hi, Lori. I'm glad you're here. But I don't really think I like that idea because it's not very sturdy back here. I think we could strengthen it. But I think that I can make one similar to these other two and just give it a spine and use it back there instead of this one. But this is how I did this one. I used a in case you want to do one like that and just make it sturdier. Let me find it here. I used a long, folded it how wide I wanted it to be, and then I moved over about an inch and folded it again, so I made myself a spine. And then I cut off part of it and glued that part of it here to give myself extra pockets. So I glued this part down, except for the part I cut off, and then I moved that part down here and glued it again. On this side, I left it open, but on this side, I glued it down. And that can go inside. And you could also put pockets on the outside. I didn't on this one because it was just a prototype, but I think if I make one like this, I'm going to put pockets on the outside because the whole point of it is just some more pockets for your journal. I mean, your Lapbook. So we will make one similar to this, except I'm going to do something different, I think, back here. Hi, Malia. It's so good to see you. Okay, let me show you the other ones. This is just a little, it's a little one signature junk journal I made just with a map. This was the territorial growth of the United States, and I used most of the map in here. So I think there's 10 sheets in this little journal that are from this map. And then I interspersed in between them some coffee dyed music paper and some music paper out of some heavy duty music paper out of an old book. And then this is just a coffee dyed piece of cardstock that I had. So I was just using stuff that I could just grab real quick and stick in here. And that's all it is. It's just those things. And there's something, one of those things in between each of the map pages. And so there's the center, and then it's the same thing on the other side. So that was just a quick little practice journal, something to stick in here and show you that was the right size to fit in my elastic. So what you make to work in doesn't have to be something elaborate. It can just be this simple, and it's what you do to it that makes it wonderful. So, so keep that in mind. You don't have to start out with a journal that is all fancy to begin with. It can just be papers that you like, sewn together, and then you do fun stuff with it. So, okay. The other two things that I made them to use in here instead of a signature. They do have to stretch this elastic a little more because they are wider than the holes here. But there is a way you can fix that. And I'm just gonna show you right now. And I think this will work. Like I said, it's one of those things I thought of later, but I haven't actually done. So you can take your hole punch and just punch out a hole. That way the elastic can go down in there. This one will be harder because it's because it's like triple thick here. But anyway, we're going to try it and see if I can get it to work. There we go. And so if I do that, let's do this one. This one I made a little bit of a spine on so it could go outside of this one. So I could put them both in there together. So let's do the same thing here. And one reason for doing this is because then your elastic won't be stretching as much and it won't be pulling on your file folders as much. So it's got exactly the place it needs to fit right in there. And that fits more evenly with the holes. See that it's like a hole punched right where those holes are. So I think that's a better deal. Now both of these I made with just regular size file folders. And I used 2 of them. And this first one I used 1 file folder and a piece off of the second file folder. And then this one is just 1 file folder with this piece cut off. But I would need to add some, I would probably add more pockets back here. I just didn't because I wanted to show you what you could do with 2 file folders. So black screen, white circle. Uh-oh. Is everybody okay? Okay, Elizabeth. Now, I really, I like this idea, and you can just set this aside and use it when you want to. Another thing you could do, if you want to, you've got a journal in here that you're going to use. You could just go ahead and stick this right in the middle of it, because it's all just about what holds it in here. It's not about how it looks at the moment, because when you close it up, it's like this. So you could do that if you want to. So that's another way you could use these pockets. Now, if you could make pockets just like these, except put a little bit of a spine on them, and then you could put them on the outside, like I did this one. And that's pretty much what we're going to do tonight. Is we're going to change. Well, I think these are full size. So you don't really have room for much of a spine if you want to keep the 6-inch width. So that's, it just depends on the size of your book. If you have a smaller book and you don't need them to be 6 inches wide, then you can make a bigger spine here and use a regular size file folder. Make a bigger spine, I have to use a bigger file folder because of the size of my book. But if you'll notice, I still got lots of room down here. So I could make a really wide, a much wider journal to go in there. This is 6 inches. I could go 7 really. Decide what size. And you could do a bigger journal and still do a small pocket thing, because this is not part of the journal. It's just an extra thing to hold more stuff. I'm going to wait a second and see if chat moves. If it doesn't, I might be in trouble. I don't even have Facebook open so somebody can message me. Somebody say something so I know that I'm still good. Okay, thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, Joe to the rescue. Okay, so let's look. I'm going to do a big one first, and I want to make it as big as I can, just so we can see that. And then, bye, Fran. Hi, Debbie. It's good to see you. So if I look at this, this is basically how big it could be. So it could be 7 inches, no problem. That would go to right here. And it could be, no, yeah. It could be almost 10 inches tall, but 10 inches won't work here because of where my holes are. So this is 8.5 inches. I'm pretty sure that's right. Let me check it just to be safe. Yes, 8.5 inches from this edge of the hole to this edge of the hole. Oops, sorry. From the inside of each of these holes, that's 8.5 inches. And that will do the least, put the least pressure on your elastic and the least pressure on your pages if you make your books 8.5 inches tall. Now, depending on the size of your books, your elastic may be smaller. If it is, then that's what you need to do, is what you measure. Denise. Hello, Denise. It's good to see you. You've been in here once before, haven't you? We're glad you're in the chat now. I think you were here either last Monday night or Tuesday. Am I right about that, Denise? I think I remember that. Okay. Hi, Sandra. It's good to see you. Hi, Joy. All right, I'm going to set this aside for right now. For those of you who haven't seen it, let me just go ahead and show you what we've done so far. Besides put an elastic in it where I could add a journal inside, we've made this pocket fold out thing. And on this side, we've made this. Oops. Where it folds out and it has little pockets. And there aren't any pockets over here. That's just space to do whatever I decide to do with it. There's even a little bitty pocket right there. Okay. And then the other thing we did for big stuff. So that's what we've done so far. And all of these live streams are in that playlist, as well as a couple of extras where I talk about what we're going to do, and then one where I paint the cover before I put the paper on it. So there's a playlist with all of this stuff in there. How 3 books gave me that extra space. Most people either use 2 books that are the same size, and then they add a spine into the big, and then book covers from another book, and they add in these spines right here. That's how I've seen other people do it. But what I did was use 3 books. Let me get it here so I can show you. So I've got this big book, and then I've got these 2 smaller books, and then I added a little small spine between this book and these books, so I would have another place to put things right here. So inside, it's got this extra little spine there, and that just gives you more places to play by using the 3 books. And then I painted it and covered it in paper that's inked, and then I covered the spines in leather because I had it, and this was beginning to rip a little bit on the spine, and so I decided to cover it in leather that I wouldn't have to worry about that. So it's a giant lap book. There you go. The books themselves are 10 by almost 8, like 7 3/4 or 7 1/2. I've got the leather on there, which thickens it up a little bit. So I'd say 10 by 7 1/2. Hi, Barbara. It's good to see you. Okay. Let me set that aside. And let's work on our, I'm going to work on the big, put those little end cuts in it as well. Because opening this up like plastic makes this a little bit too flimsy. Now you could, what we're doing tonight, I've made some pockets that you can use with or instead of your six. So we're not really going to do this one except for the fact that it's got about a 1-inch spine. So we'll work on that in a minute. But these two have pockets, and they you can put them in so that you have a much more spaces to gather things instead of your journal. Or you could put them in and go ahead and stick your journal inside. This is just a one signature little junk journal. And it doesn't matter if it sticks out because they don't really belong together. These are just more gathering places. Or you can do it this way. Either way, it'll work inside your book just fine as a place to gather and make your I'm not sure I could have been there much anyway, but I did miss the fact that we didn't get to do it. Okay. All right, Holly. Well, we're just now fixing to get started. And I'm going to use this time. And we're going to make one that has the 1-inch spine. That's why I'm using the bigger card. I do want to get rid of this. Okay, let's see. I want it to be 8.5 inches. So that would be about right here. So if I cut this off and then I move it, you see how they've got those scored lines? If I move it to this furthest, you can just do it the opposite way. It'll be fine. So let me trim this off. I'm not going to cut it 8 inches yet. I'm just going to trim off the extra so that they're both the same. And then I'll okay, let's see. Line. Okay. Okay. Well, I thought I had that all the way through. Not quite. There we go. Thank you, Dorothy. I'm enjoying the Lapbook. It's a lot of fun. Okay, now that I want this to be of the score lines, this will be the front, and since we're gonna put a pocket down here, it'll strengthen this up where the old score line was. But I think that'll work fine. Now then, we need to take off the part that we're going to move down and make another pocket. So let's see how much. If I do it at 6, then the pockets will be exactly the same height. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do it here. at the 5. Okay, now then, let's go ahead and put this here. Okay. All right, we're going to put that right there, and then we're going to cut. Okay. Yeah, I like the color of these too. I wish I had a bunch more of them, but I've only got just a few more. I got them at the thrift store for 10 cents. Okay, and then we've got, see, then we can glue this pocket down here, but I cut it crooked, so we'll have to cut off some of it. And then we'll have double pockets on here. Okay, so let's figure out how long is this, because we want to make it 7 inches wide. And we want an inch spine. So if we go, let's do it this way, sorry. 7 inches and a 1 inch spine. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not quite 7 inches more. So we're going to have a 3/4 inch spine instead of a 1 inch spine, and we won't have to cut off anything on the sides. So that'll be good. So I'm going to move it to where it lines up right here. And then I'm going to put my ruler at the 7. And then we're going to score it a little bit. I don't know how much that'll do since it's such heavy card, but we're going to score it there anyway. And then we're going to fold it. Okay. But now we need our spine. So I'm going to line this up at the 7, both of these. And then I'm going to go to the 3/4. And I'm going to do it again. And we're going to fold. Hi, Rosie. So good to see you. Okay, so what we've got here is a 7 inch wide piece with a 3/4 inch spine. Now, the one thing I forgot was that we want this on there. So we'll have to do it the same way, but I do want to trim. This is not straight. Well, I could put this on the bottom, I guess. No, I want that for the top. Okay, so I'm going to trim this and make it straight, and then we will add it in. There's plenty of length here for it to it won't make our pocket that much shallower to straighten it up. Okay. Uh-oh. It moved on me. So we're going to make it a little bit shorter even. We're going to go from here to here. Okay, now trying to hold that still is the hard part. Okay. Now you don't have to do that unless you do like I did and you cut it crooked the first time. And so we're going to go to 7 and fold it. And then to 7 3/4 and fold it. And that should fit right there. Okay. So now what we've got, and this gives us a pretty sturdy spine because down here it's like 3 layers. But now we've got to glue this all together and decorate it. Hi, Miss Allie Kay. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. So if we're going to decorate it, we need to do that before we don't have to, but it's way, way easier to go ahead and do that before you glue it together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to decorate it. And I honestly didn't get far enough as to pulling stuff to put on it. So we'll have to look through and see what kind of pretty papers I want to use on it. Let's see. This is going to be 7 inches, so it's got to be a pretty wide book. Is this wide enough? No. Is this wide enough? Yes. Okay. Now, I did say that I was thinking about putting pockets on the back of this too, didn't I? So, okay. We just have to think about that as we do it. There's my bits. I think these are all the ones that are doubles that I want to use. See, I got to save all those for when I do a journal that I can make pages out of them. But there are some that are not whole like that because this spine in this book is glued and sewn. So when you get to the glued ones, then you take them off like this, and those are some that you can use on the outside. I mean, on as decorating. Okay. It looks like all of these. No, here's one. Oh, no, that one's okay. So I may have to look for some more because these are both just text. And the text is fine. Well, I guess I could put that on the back and the front. And then on the pockets, put some decoration. Let's do that. That way we're using these. But let's get out some more for inside first. Ah, here's some more. And these are singles, so we can use those inside. Okay. What about these? Here's some more a single one. And let's see. I think right here, these are I think I want that one to be on the outside here and then put our pocket down here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Sometimes you have to start them. If you don't, they will tear very, very crooked. And sometimes starting them is not enough. There we go. And I'm going to put this one on the back because both of those tell where everything came from, and I like that. So, okay. So let's set these out of the way for now. And the May page, well, we'll go back and look at it in a minute. We'll go back and look at it in a minute. Okay. Somebody new. Lori. Hi, Lori. We're glad you're here. You bought a second copy? Well, I can understand why you'd want a second copy. If I hadn't, I got this one really cheap, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. But I may buy me a second copy one of these days just to keep because I do love it. Okay. Now, the top of this has a little bit of a curve to it. Anyway, let's take both of these and we're going to trim them a little bit to go inside so they can fit inside because I do like to have a border around them. Okay. Let's see how that works. We're going to have to shorten them a little bit too. Okay, let's check the... I'm going to take some off the top because I want to keep this stuff above the pocket. And I want a decent sized pocket, so... Okay, we'll just take off about a ½ inch. It won't mess up any words. Perfect. Oh, I think we're going to have to cut off a little more even. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut from the bottom this time because I can always, since I'm putting a pocket on top of it, I can always, you know, cover it. It doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom, I guess is what I'm saying. If it doesn't match perfectly down there, it's not a big deal. Save these because they're beautiful. The color is beautiful. We can put words on them. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Good. And then I'm going to go ahead and curve this one. It's not exactly the same, but it'll look better like that than it would if I tried to do it straight. Okay, and then I need to curve this one on this side. I almost did them at the same time, and luckily I figured out that wouldn't be a good plan. Okay. So let's lay this flat, and we'll glue these on. I do want to ink everything first. I do. Yes, that is a screaming thing. It is worth a scream. Okay, where did I put? I brought out the box that has my ink in it. Here it is. Okay. Uh-oh. Got my beads. Beth, I thank you daily for these lovely beads because it makes such a difference on being able to keep up with my pen. Thank you again. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, let's go ahead and now we're going to do this side. I'm just going to ink it everywhere. Joyce says go ahead and round the bottom too. I can do that. I think. Okay. That one is not. Okay. I might as well go ahead and round these while if I'm rounding everything else. Okay. There we go. So now I got to round the bottom of these. All right, Joyce. Done deal. Okay, now I'll finish inking. And I'm going to go ahead and ink everything because even when you put on, glue on a pocket, it may or may not show underneath. So a true crafter has at least 5 types of glue. I do have at least 5 types of glue, but I generally just use 2 of them most of the time. So does that mean I'm only a part-way true crafter? I own it, but I don't use it. Does that take away some of my status? You use most of yours. Good for you, Julie. Okay. I think inking almost takes more time than anything else when you're doing a file folder project because there's so many edges. Oh, I still have status. Thank you, Beth. I was getting concerned if I was going to lose my status as a true crafter. And I guess technically you wouldn't have to ink the insides, but I don't know. I just think it looks better if it's all done. Okay, we're going to also ink these. You bumped yourself out, Julie. I did that. I can't remember whose stream I was in the other day that I bumped myself out. I still don't know how I did it, but I hit something. I don't know what the something was. Whew. I'm getting tired. You wouldn't think inking would be tiring, but it seems to be tiring at the moment. Wiping a spot off the screen. I had a laptop that had touch screen on it, and I was constantly accidentally doing stuff, that would mess it up. And then I got so used to using the touch screen that when my next laptop I didn't have a touch screen, I kept reaching up and touching the screen trying to get stuff done, and of course nothing happened. It's like you don't want it if you don't like it if you've got it, and then once it's gone you miss it. So okay. Okay, I think we're all inky. Oh no, here's this part's got to be inked too. Once again, I probably don't have to ink the inside, but I just want to be sure. I have got to buy some more of these little things and replace this. I just keep forgetting. Well, I remembered once and they didn't have any, and then I've forgotten the next time I went in. I think I've only been in Hobby Lobby once since the time when I went in purposefully to get these little cushions and they didn't have them. But I forgot it that time. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of that. All right. So it's going to look like this. This tells you a little bit better where the pockets are. And then we're going to add pockets on this after we put the papers on. I'll have to, I'm not sure. I may just use book pages as the pockets out here. Not sure about that. I may back them with some cardstock. I don't know. Need to ink this. See, the inking is never done. At least this is going to be glued down, so we only have to do one side. Y'all got spring break coming up? Anybody? I don't know how many of you have kids at home or grandkids that come stay with you during spring break, or you live in a place where a bunch of people travel to in spring break and you hate it or what, but it's coming. Spring break is this week for you. Ah, cool. Well, Hannah has spring break, I think next week. I'm pretty sure it's next week. It's not this week anyway, so I'm sure it's next week. And we're gonna take my spinning wheel apart and oil it and clean it and oil it while she's on spring break. So okay, let's move this. I'm going to use this to okay. Oh. I got some glue on there. I don't like it when that happens. Okay. Now then. That's how I did it. Turned it over. Okay. Okay, now we need to find something to put right there that will be pretty to make a pocket out of. Let's see what I've got in here. Okay. Here's some bits, but they would have to go sideways, and I don't like sideways. I could do that, but it wouldn't have any animals or flowers or anything, and I want animals or flowers. So I'm gonna use those. So these are bits. As you can see, I never did get my Ziploc baggie. Never did get my Ziploc baggie. Is this one? I could use the little shrew down here, but that's not really my style. I'm not a shrew person. Hi, Terry. I'm glad you're here. I hope you haven't been here so long. You're wondering if I'll notice you. I'm sorry. Okay, this is gorgeous. We could make this pocket on one side and this the pocket on the other side. This is the page she was talking about. And it is sewn in, so it will not work as a signature. So I think we'll do that. And then this one is the same way. It's the other. So there's another. Let's move this for now. And so how big do we want these to be? About 3 inches. You've been here on and off. Okay. Lid. There it is. Sorry, I got to clean the glue stick, this part right here off, so my lid won't get glued on. Okay. Now we need it to be, okay, let's just take off the minimum we can to preserve. Okay. And let's go ahead and do this. Good. And then let's see what, if we take 3 inches, where's that going to put us? Okay. All right, let's go to right there. Barely more than 3 inches, but, and do this corner. And I think that's going to look nice. It is just a tad wider than the book page, so I need to take off just the tiniest bit of what do I have, Suze? I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay, now we're going to ink this. And I think if we're gentle with it, this will make a fine pocket. It's not, it's somewhere between cardstock and regular paperweight. But I'm not going to be being mean to it, so I think it'll be okay. Thank you, Barb. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm really pleased with the results so far. Okay. Okay. So there's that one. So we have a pocket right here. Because I think I want to make it deeper. Let's go. That way we can keep most of the picture. So why is that not working? Now let me measure that just to be safe. Okay, 3 1/4. And that's 3 3/4. Oh no, I'm going up here. See? Almost messed it up. 3 3/4. That's what I want. Okay. We'll save that little piece of goodness for something else. And we're going to put this on here. I'm going to take off just a tiny bit on this one too. Okay. Let's ink it up. Which Holden book do I have? The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. The cover looks like this. As you can see, mine's been sitting in the sun partly because it's discolored there. But it was that way when I got it. And there's a picture of her on the back. I think that's pretty. Okay, let's open it up like this. Be easier to glue it down that way. Someone from the Edwardian period, when King Edward was King of England. So this was her diary from 1906. So that would have been in the Edwardian period. When Queen Victoria was queen, it would have been the Victorian. She would have been a Victorian lady. But she's an Edwardian lady because Edward was king. Yes, a time period. That's right. Okay. Now, we're not going to see it like this, so the pockets not being the same size is not an issue. At least it's not for me. For some people, it might be an issue. But I'm happy with it like this because that gives me a little deeper pocket, and we're going to be looking at it like this. So now we need to do up here and down here. This is going to be a big spot. I like this one. First, we need to, how much do we need to take off? Just a little. Okay, let's see here. I think that's good. We need to take some off of the top. That way we can get as much of the picture on there as possible. And this is another one you want to save and stamp some words onto it. We want to do this. And then we need to cut it off some more before we do that one. Okay, a little bit above the words here. This is called semi-measuring. I like that. I think that looks good. There's your history lesson. That's right. We got to learn something new every day. Usually get all my lessons from my daughter. I'm supposed to be her teacher, but she pretty much learns on her own now, and she teaches me stuff. She's always coming and telling me things that she's learned. It's fun to watch. Okay. I like that. So I need something to put underneath it. Okay. Oh, that's pretty too. Now I didn't look on this side. See, I should have not turned it over. So what do y'all think? The birds on this side or the butterfly on this side? The only thing I don't like about this is that part of the word is there. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it the way I planned to do it. But I hate covering up those cute birds. Oh! I just remembered. This is going to be in front of it. So you're not going to see it all. So let's see how far down I would go. I could go about there and be good. But I would still have to, let's just measure it here. See? Okay, that might work actually. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm just gonna go right above the birds. Give myself as much room to go behind that as I can. Because that'll still go in here. And then I can put the birds right here. So, who was it who reminded me about the bottom pocket? Was it Beth? Yes, thank you, Beth. Thank you. And I could just maybe use that one on the bottom too. I'll look at that. I'll look at that and see. That would, no, it's a little bit short for the bottom one, but it does work well here. I'm going to go ahead and ink it on the bottom because you will see it if you open the pocket. And it might as well at least look finished. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue both of those down so we don't get confused about where we are. I'm going to do this one first. Glue stick. Where's the glue stick? Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. There's that one. She disappeared. Julie disappeared? Well, good grief. Can we find her? How did she get timed out? It happens. Doesn't take much sometimes for that to happen. Don't take it personal, Julie. Nobody meant to get rid of you. Thanks, Mary. Okay, so this is what we've got in the front so far. Holly's fingers messed up. Well, I'm sure Holly didn't do it on purpose. Okay. Let's put that back on for a minute because it might take a minute to figure out what's next. Okay, there's little piece, little piece, little piece. Let's get these out of the way. Put those with the other little pieces. Oops. Right here in the front of the book. The bits and bobs. Okay. Now what's next? Okay. Not sure about that one. It's so much in the middle of the page. Okay. Those are all just words, but I may go ahead and put the words right up there. But I do want pictures here. That one's not a very good one to use because there's not. I could use it for one of them. Well, I could use just the flowers right there. I mean the leaves. And then do the berries over here. Or I could do those leaves. Okay. No, this is so fallish. Everything else looks like springtime. So let's look at this again. If we do flowers here, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut just above the bird so that, well, let's see if he will even show up, if I can get him in that. Yeah, I can. Okay. So we're going to go just above the bird, leaving just a little bit of berries above him. And then we can put these flowers right here. And just a little bit below the number. Let's see how this looks. That's good. All right, good. Now we got corners. Okay. So here's this one. Doesn't quite go all the way to the edge there, though. I cut it too short. And that would look really awkward with the other ones. So I'll have to save that for something else. I hate it when I do things like that. Well, they got birds there. We'll just put the bird down here. Okay. 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 Oh, sorry. Y'all getting bored watching me ink and glue? That's cut, ink, glue. That's what tonight is. It's all about cutting, inking, and gluing. I hope you're not getting bored because we got a lot more of it to do if we're going to make the other pockets. We may just make one more because the other one wasn't that interesting anyway. The third one wasn't that interesting anyway. Okay. Okay. Okay, that fits better. It's not perfect, but it's better. And now we got to do this one. But we can't use that. Well, we could use this. But most of the berries will be hidden. No, it's too short. I forgot about that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use this part right in here. And we will do this corner. And Inky-Roo. Oh, Joyce, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Everywhere I looked today, we had such a gorgeous day. People were out walking their dogs. It just made me miss my cubby. Made me miss him. It's hard to lose one, and it's hard when they're sick and you have to decide what's best for them. That's hard to do. Hard to know what the answer is. I pray that you come up with an answer that's good for you and for him, whatever that may be. Were the doctors able to tell you anything, or does he just have seizures a lot, or is this something you've been dealing with a long time? Hey, Tanya. Glad you came in to say hi. Hey, Vicki. It's good to see you here. You've been lurking, but popped in to tell Joyce you're sorry. I understand how that is. Oh, let's see what this is. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. So far, this is what it's going to look like on the inside. But we do need to do something up here, and I think I'm going to use some of the words because she has beautiful handwriting, and we might as well, or printing, or whatever you want to call it. See if we can get I'm going to do 2 verses of this poem. That's what I'm going to do up here. All right, let's see how much of that I need to cut off. I don't want to cut off too much. Done that already a couple of times. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to have to cut off some of the number, and so wrong side. Oh dear. Well, we'll put no, because it's the first verse. Well, we're just going to have it on both sides up here. All right. That's okay, let's see if we tuck this one in here. We can get that whole verse in there, but because of the title, just barely over here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That makes me happy. We'll just save that. Oh, I may have cut it too much. No, it's okay. All right. Woo. Was a little scary there for a second. Yes, this is for the Lapbook. It's a, what would you call it? It's something that you can use with your signature to hold some extra stuff. You put it behind your signature, or you can put some more pocket pages in front of it instead of a signature if you want. And we're going to, depending on how things go, we're going to make one more to go that you could put in front of this. And the first thing I thought of, I'll show you what it is, and you can decide if you might want to do it. I haven't decided if I'm going to or not, but the first thing I thought of was to glue this spine down underneath that cord and just leave it in the Lapbook all the time. But like I said, I haven't decided for sure yet about that. Okay, let's move that out of the way. I do want to check one thing here. I want to figure out where to put these. Okay. We do this here. Stay put. Okay. It's gonna hide a little bit. You'll have to open the pocket to see part of that. But that's okay. 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 Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this piece right down there. This whole thing right here. And we're not going to use a glue stick for that because that won't be enough. Okay. We're just going to hold it there a minute because it's important that that stick before we do the sides. And you'll notice that when you do the sides, they want a bow. So you just kind of have to glue them in place and just let them bow a little bit. Don't fret over that. This is not going to be closing all the way anyway. It's going to have something inside it, so that won't, having it bow out a little bit won't be an issue really. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one next. We're going to do the same thing here, but we're also going to do the bottom and the side. Okay. And we're going to go straight down here. Make sure it's tight when you fold it up, and then go down. Okay. Okay, you can see how it's kind of bowing like this. Not sure what happened there. Okay. Now when we do these two sides, we're going to have to clamp those because they won't want to hold. So we're going to start with, let's start with this side. That way we can put it away from us. Okay. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Okay. And we're just going to let this sit a little while like that before we try to put it in the book and look at it any further. But this is what it looks like. Thank you. Okay, now then, get all these bits because I want to use a different book for the other ones. Let's see, those are full pages. These are bits. My bits there. My full pages here. And then those that are inside are full pages that are double page spreads. Okay, for now, that's how we're going to organize that. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is this one right here. And it's got pocket in the back, pocket in the back. And to do that, we'll need a second file folder. And then it's got pocket here, which you can glue down there if you want to. And a pocket here, and a tuck spot here and here. So this is what we're going to do next, okay? Thanks, Julie. Okay, so this is not difficult, and there's no cutting involved except for these two little holes. If I leave it this size, I'll have to do that in order to get it to fit in the book easy, and that's fine with me. I don't mind that. Otherwise, I need to cut it shorter. And if you want to and you don't want this, then you can cut it shorter and you don't have to have those. But I don't mind having them there. Okay, so let's get a file folder and let's look at it here. What we want, first thing to do is just fold it in half. So that was pretty easy, huh? Mary is funky challenged. Okay. And then this one, we're going to fold down. Let me check one thing. Did I fold it? Yes, all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Okay, I need to clean my hands a little bit. I'm inky and sticky. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind the tabs, so I left it there. I have plenty of height in my book for the tab. The main thing you need to know is how much of a spine you have compared to your elastic. And you don't want your spine to be longer than your elastic, because it puts a lot of wear and tear on this and on the elastic. So that's why I cut these little holes with my hole punch. That also gives the elastic a place to stay and makes this stay put really well, which I think is a bonus as well. But my elastic is 8.5 inches. And this is 9 inches. So this takes away 1/4 inch on each side with that hole punch. And that makes it the right size. So you just have to decide. You can cut it off or whatever you want to do to make it the size that works for you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Janet. Sorry, Tanya. Bye. Oh, I can answer that question. And I don't know if she did or not, but your hole just needs to be about 1.5 inches away from any edge. But other than that, it can be anywhere you want it to be. Tanya put hers down here. I put mine up there. You could put it right in the center. You can put it wherever you want, as long as there's enough sturdiness around all the edges. Does that help, Joyce? I hope that helps. Okay. So now we've got it folded in half, and now we're going to take this and we're just going to fold it back up so that we get it where this comes right back up to the top. Now on one side of mine, see it kind of tore there a little bit because it just happened to be that this is the right spot for it to bend, was just barely over from there. So I probably would have been better off if I didn't make this go all the way to the top, but it's done now. So we're just not going to worry about it. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And it always works better for me if I'm pulling it towards myself. I don't know if that's really beneficial for everybody or if it's just a quirk of mine, but that's what works better for me. Okay, so this is what we've got. Good night, Mary. Have a good sleep. Now on this side, since we're going to have to use another file folder anyway, you could do whatever kind of pocket you want on this side. I added just one pocket like this all the way across. But if you wanted to, you could put a couple of pockets. I just did this one because I was using the rest of this file folder, the part that I cut off here, I used on back of this one. And then I would need to do something else if I wanted to on the back of this one. So you're going to have to scavenge part of a file folder either way. So now I got to think. Do I want more than one pocket, or is one pocket on the outside enough? Do I want a pocket that just fits in here, or a pocket that goes down like this? That might be interesting. Or a pocket that goes this way so things don't fall out of the book. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make me a pocket that goes like this and is a corner tuck, a big one on each side. Since I have to cannibalize a folder anyway, I can do it whatever I want with it. So, oops. Too much stuff everywhere. And you don't have to use another file folder if you don't want to. You could use a piece of cardstock. That would be fine. I'm going to use the back side of a file folder because I'm putting it on the back side of a file folder. And so it seems like that would be, you know, the matching height. So that's what we're going to do. No, all right, we're going to have to cut it. And I'm going to cut it just inside that fold, not on the fold. So it'll be really flat. Okay. Yeah, that would work just fine. Okay, now I'm going to fold this in the middle because that'll tell me where I need to cut my, you know, where my angle will be the most efficient. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to cut from this tip down to here and from this tip down to here. I could just do that and not even cut it in half, I guess. Let me show you. Just put this tip on the line right there and this tip on the line right here. And there I have a pocket right there, or a tuck spot, whatever you want to call it, right there. Except I really wanted it to go this way, which is fine. It'll still work this way. Just turn it over. It's fine. Okay, so there's that. And then we want to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to go ahead and go from right here. Okay. So we've got that one like that and this one like this. You don't have to do it this way. You can have them come from this side if you want to. Just whatever you want. And you could have square pockets. You could have tucks that go long ways. You can do whatever you want. This is just what I'm doing. Take that little piece at the top. Okay. And then I've got a little sailboat or a sail for a boat. Don't know what to use that one for, but probably could use it for something. We could. Let me just show you for kicks. Don't know that I'll actually do this, but I'll show you what my brain said when it saw this. Okay. We could do this and put 2 pockets on there. Do we want to do that? Tell me what you think. 1 or 2? 2. Okay. We'll do the same thing over here. All right. So we will now, you know what comes next. We need to ink everything. Two would hold, let me just show you. This second pocket on here would hold stuff in this side better, but then you would still have this. So maybe we would need to do it like this. I'm tempted because I think we've got matching. Yeah, see, we've got matching. Oh, no, they don't match. Okay. These 2 match. I thought these 2 matched as well. I was thinking it might be beneficial to put the 2 bigger ones together and the 2 smaller ones together. Visually, that might look better. Or we could do a big one and then make the small one smaller like this. I think that would look better than just a little bit smaller. What do you think? Okay, this one goes over here. If we do this and then do this one like that, I think that would look nicer than one that's just close to the same size. Actually, it goes like this. Leave it like this. Huh. This one's not level. Okay, let's that one wasn't straight. It wasn't straight. Okay. And I think that goes so right at the point and so right at the corner. I think I'm going to take off just a little bit for this one. Actually, that one was going to go inside. So I need to take off a little bit anyway. I'm going to take off just a little bit. Otherwise, it'll be too tight to this. Maybe it'd be better to take off a little bit there. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Sorry, I'm having to try and figure this out as we go. What's going to be the best? Okay, let's say outside, outside, back. Outside, back. And then we need to take off a little bit of this one too. Okay, outside, front, outside, front. Okay. Now I got to ink all this stuff up. Oh. I'm just going to ink the outsides of these. And I think I'm going to tear the papers that go on here. Because I did straight edges on the last one. I had planned to kind of go around and watch a bunch of videos and see what other people did for something like this. And I just wasn't in the mood to go digging. So I decided I'm just going to make it up as I go along and be happy with it. So I'm sure there's somebody out there who's done something similar to this, but I don't know who they are because I was too lazy to go looking for it. Sometimes it's easier just to get out a file folder and start folding and see what you think. Well, and that's kind of like this. I didn't decide to do this till just now. So sometimes you have to play with it in order to even see the possibilities. Okay. Put those up there out of the way. Sometimes I think they're pretty if all you did is ink them up and didn't even put any decorative papers on them. But we couldn't do that, could we? We couldn't just leave it plain. That's what I was wondering, Barb. That's exactly what I was wondering. Can you see me? Are we still here? You and I are here, Barb. Holly and Terry are here. Okay. Thanks for saying something, Barb. I was beginning to get kind of worried myself. Is everybody tired today? Nobody's in the chatty mood? It's all right with me. I'm kind of feeling that way too. Spent 2 hours this morning waiting for the doctor to call to give us a time for me to take my mom in, and they never did. So finally I said, we're just going to have to call. She had called and left a message for them to call her and, tell her when they could get her in. So we finally just called them back, and then they said, an hour after that, she could come in an hour after that. So we did what we needed to do to get ready, and 45 minutes later, we left the house and we got there, and then we waited an hour, of course, in the waiting room before we went in and saw them. So that took, half the day. Okay. I like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can ink right here. And I'm only going to make my picture go up to there, because there's a little bit of there's double paper. Double cardstock there. So it gives us something to, yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh, eating soup. Everybody's lurking. Nobody's talking. Yeah, that's okay. If you're happy, I'm happy. It is nice to see somebody say something every once in a while, so I know we're still going. Now we're gonna get some pictures to go in here. I do need to think about. Let's do the outside first because I need to decide. How much of this is going to show. Okay. We're going to do, we'll do that in a minute. We're going to go ahead and put stuff on these four first because they're separate and it'll be easier to do. It's actually not red. It's sepia. It really looks like a copper color to me, especially on file folder. It looks copper. It does look, I guess, redder on the screen, but it's really sepia. That's my favorite ink right there. Okay. Now I want to see. I don't know if these pages will fit. Let's take out a few and see. We won't know till we try. Oops. Let's do some different colors for the other side. There we go. Okay. This is a field guide in color to wildflowers. That's a really great book too. One of the things I really like about it. Well, hi, Lizzie. I didn't know you were lurking. I'm glad that you're here and you popped in to let us know you were here. One thing I really like about this book is it's color coded. So you've got stuff that's mostly green, and then you've got purple flowers, and then blue flowers, and then orange, and red, and yellow. And then these are just, I guess, lots of pale or white blossoms. Anyway, I really like that book. It's a good book. So let's see now if this will. But I don't think I want this on there. So I'm going to trim that off, and then we'll measure and see if it's going to work. Save that little blue strip for some words or something later. Okay. I don't want to use this one because if I do, I'll be cutting off the best part of the flower. So we're going to use this one. May still be cutting off the best part of the flower. Maybe this is what we need to go on here. And then we can put like that. I think I like that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to just do the corner of this so it'll fit better up here. And then we're going to ink it and glue it on. We'll do the same for the other side, and then we'll go back and try to find these, because that's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. All right, let's go ahead and trim off the color on this one too. Okay, and for this one, we want to do this side. All right, so let's ink those up real quick. Well, you just relax away, Joan. I understand non-functional. That's been me for the past few days. As far as whenever I got the chance, I just wanted to sit and try not to even think too much. Try not to even think too much. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Okay. I don't know that very much of this on the side is going to show it all, but we're going to make sure we've inked it just in case. Okay. Now, where's my glue paper? Oh, good grief. Oh, here it is. Wow. Okay. I may be non-functional too. You probably should make yourself a sandwich. Well, go do that. All I'm going to do right now is glue for a second. Okay. Okay. I like that. And then the pockets are going to be one of these two. Like this. All right. So let's do the back. That's not going to be very helpful, is it? Oh, let me get another one. We'll save that one for something smaller. I got some little papers. I probably should just copy dime and use them, but I decided they're sitting right here. I'm going to go ahead and use them for this. I messed them up when I was trying to pull them out of the box. Okay. Move that out of the way for a second. Try to get that glue off my fingers. Okay. Hey.
So,
You know I'm live streaming, right?
I know.
Okay.
It's Monday night.
All right.
I
Well,
remembered what day it was.
that's a feat. Sorry.
So,
You said it.
Carl called. He wanted you to text him about Grandma before you go to bed sometime.
Okay.
I just want to show you this. Proud because I
Ooh.
have no. Yeah,
Look at this. Isn't that
that's
pretty?
what I did while I watched math. So I did get to math.
You did what? You watched math?
Well, it was only the videos for the next couple of
Okay.
sections.
Okay. This is Hannah's math art. Okay. Thank you.
It makes math tolerable. Anything that can make math tolerable.
Write me a note and stick it on my little table in the house so I'll remember to call. Yes. Okay. So there's the back. And now we're going to. Sorry, that's my glue paper.
Well, you need
Okay.
that.
Now we need to decorate these. And I got to figure out how to do it. Yeah, nice math, isn't it? Don't you wish you had that kind of math? Am I nervous for Tanya to show up? No. Why would I be nervous for Tanya to show up? So I'm trying not to be nervous. All right. Okay, let's find my ruler. Here it is. And I'm just going to tear this with this ruler, not my I don't want the edges to be that torn. Okay, I'm going to check one thing here. I need to go a little bit more. Let's move these out of the way. It'll be better. Okay. Okay. Now then, we're going to put this right here. And we're going to tear off the bottom. And then we're going to go like this and tear this. Okay. Yep, I'm happy with that one. Okay, now we need one for this side. Well, obviously that one's not going to work. Okay, now for this one, part of it's going to be covered up. So I think that'll work okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Do that. And then we will come right here. Okay. All right. So when we put it on, it's going to look like this. Okay, so let's ink those up. Oh. Thanks, Holly. Okay. Now let's do this one. Lisa, Lisa, Lisa. You're still here. Okay. Thanks, Holly. I'm glad to know you're still here. Thanks, Terry. Okay. Now we will glue these on. Let's find my glue paper. Come on. There we go. And let's see. This one right here. There's a great big hole in the bread. All right. This is what it's going to look like. And it's going to go on here. Like that. And I think we're going to go ahead and just do that so that it can be sitting and drying. Okay. And then we're going to put this one like that. I love the tip on it. It's funny because, I mean, they do sell it. You can buy it and buy the tip, in the same package, but it doesn't just automatically come with every bottle you buy. So you have to pay attention. If it doesn't show it on there, it's not on there, and you need to order it from somebody else or something. And that tip is the tip that's on there is I'm not going to take this one off to show you, but it's it's got a small hole, but not this small. And the really small hole is really nice. Okay. Now then, we need to find some pages for these. And these, I think, are a little bit bigger than those. Let me make sure if I'm right about that. No, they're not. Okay, so we can use some more pages out of that book. That's good. That's good. But they're still the opposite of what those are. Okay. And that's blue. So what would be good with blue? Let's see. Okay. It's kind of hard to see which ones actually will look the best. Okay, if that one's inside and this one's outside, I think that one would look kind of cool. So let's do that one. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut it to match this so I will remember how I was going to do it. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to go there. We don't have to go all the way to this edge because it's going to go underneath. But we do need to be able to see I think I want to go a little bit more here. Okay. Okay. So there's that. And now we'll take off down to here. There we go. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I understand, Joan. I do. But the stuff you put in the pockets is just temporary, at least for me, because of what I'm planning at this moment, at least, to do with this is to use it as a gathering place for stuff that's going to go in a journal. And so I'll, fill it up and then empty it out into that journal and then fill it up. Okay. Now let's check this out here. If we do this, and then we do this. Okay, this one has to be whole. So let's go ahead and glue this one on while we've got it this far along, and then we'll go to the other one. I'm about to be out of glue here. Okay. All right, we'll set that. I'm going to have to get another glue stick. I don't think I have one in my drawer, so no, I'm going to have to move over here and find the box. Oh, goodness. Thanks to Janet, I have some more. Thank you, Janet. Good night, Terry. Sleep well. Okay. Okay, we're going to use this one. And we're just going to do the best we can to get it. Ooh, that one might go too. Let's see. I actually think I like this one better. I must have skipped that one when I was looking. Okay. It's all right. We'll use that one another time. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna have to. Okay. There's that one. I have found a few at thrift stores, but most of them I get them at Amazon or eBay, and usually eBay has better prices. I've gotten so like this one I got for $4 on eBay, and then it was like $3.98, and that was shipping. They were just trying to get rid of it. But you can't always find them like that. But when you can, it's really nice. Yeah, Amazon has a ton of them, but they're generally more expensive. Not always. Sometimes you can find one that somebody's selling, um, cheaper, but okay, let's see if we need to take off a little bit more. I think we need to take off a little bit at the bottom. There we go. Okay, that didn't turn out so great. I'm not sure how I managed to mess it up so bad, but I did. So we're gonna see if we can straighten it up. I don't know if we even can. Let's go. All right. Sorry, y'all. This is kind of fiddly right here, but um, okay, let's see if we can. Oh dear, that did not work. Okay, we're gonna try a new one. Ooh, there you go. $3. That's great. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Let's do it this way. No, I just need to look at this. Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't want to do it wrong again, so it's going to be a minute. Okay, now we're going to go from that corner. All right. Money on a book than scrapbook paper. And because I'm just not a big scrapbook paper person. Doesn't mean there's not a lot of beautiful scrapbook paper out there that I might use if I had it, but I never seem to want the whole pad. It's like there's 3 pieces I really like. And so okay. That's true. That's true. Just not. I like the Tim Holtz papers. I like those, but typically I okay, that's how it's going to look. I like that. It's funny what we're willing to, I'm willing to spend more on a book. Depends on what you like. We each got our own likes. Because it wouldn't work. Okay, we're almost there on the outside. Then we got to do all the inside. It's funny, it's almost 10 o'clock, and I really thought this is not going to take any time at all, and I'm going to be out of here and in bed before 10. Obviously, not going to make that. I do need to call and check on my mom before she goes to bed. So if y'all will give me a few minutes, I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back, and we'll finish this. I'm sorry, but my brother wants to know how my mom's doing, and I need to know too. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, my poor sweet mama. She said her temperature's down to 100 and she's fixing to go to bed. Quit worrying about her. So, okay, Mom. All right. So here's our outside. I really like that. And I think I want to go ahead and do this next because it's the biggest pieces. Well, maybe we can use some of this, though. We're going to do this. It's going to make it the picture kind of crooked. But I think I'm okay with that because it'll fit on here and then then we can use it. That's what matters, right? Let's see. Uh-oh. Move this and try this again. Okay. So we've got this. And then we've got this right here. And I'm just going to have to kind of fussy tear there. Okay. So we're going to just ink them and put them on as we go so that I don't know that it probably isn't faster to do it this way, but it helps. Got some inky glue on it. Okay, there's that one. How do you get past the problem of this page is too pretty to use? Julie, I had that problem for a long time and I still do. So, and I have some books that I just won't use yet. But when I think about it, those books that I'm not using, I'm not looking at them either. They're just sitting in the book in a shelf. And so it's like, okay, at least in this Lapbook, I know I'll see it and I'll use it and appreciate it and enjoy it. In my other books, you know, I may not. I don't know. It's a hard thing to come to get past, I think. That one looks okay this way. These others, not so much. So we're going to have to, but I could maybe. Okay, see, let's do this. Okay. Let's trim this off. And it also helps when I buy it specifically for this purpose. I have bought some books specifically for this purpose and still not used them yet. But I have a book of ships that I want to do a journal with someday that I just think is a gorgeous book. But I haven't allowed myself to do anything with it yet. So that, there is that. There are books that haven't made it to the cutting block, as it were. Books that my kids confiscated as soon as I brought them home, because there was, even if I paid 25 cents for them, they weren't going to let me cut them up. So, I don't just do it willy nilly. And I usually hoard the book for a while. These wildflower books I've probably had them for a year. Some of them I haven't, but some of them I've had for about a year and I haven't done anything with. And they just sit there in a shelf until I decided to do something with them. So, maybe you can get past it by using a little uglier paper. I don't know. That's and part of what I like is the hunt for the pretty paper. You know, scrapbook paper. Somebody else did the hunting and everything. Okay, where's okay? We can do this one. Yay! That's not going to work. We're gonna have to do fussy tear on that one too. Okay, that's better. Alrighty. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Hmm. Okay, I keep wanting to use those scraps, but well, maybe that one. Maybe that one's right. Nope, it's upside down. Okay, we're gonna have to get another page. Have to get another page. I'm gonna go ahead and use another yellow page since um, Okay. Now then, let's see. I want to put this in here. Let's take off a little at the top. Okay. Put that right there. Okay. Are y'all still there? Did I kill the mood by tearing up books? Barely there? Okay. Joyce is barely here. Janet's here. Julie's here. Holly's here. Okay. Okay, I like that. Let's go. Okay. That's how that's going to look. And then I think, oh, shoot, I was hoping that would fit right there. We'll have to use it somewhere else. Okay. Have to use it somewhere else. So are you saying I'm talking too softly or are you saying I'm talking too loud? I can't decide from the comment which one it is. I do tend to talk softer when I'm talking to myself. Sorry. If I'm talking too soft, I'm sorry. If I'm talking too loud, I'm sorry. You're quiet because you're listening to me. Okay. Okay. I got it now. Sorry. Okay, I need one more yellow page to go right there. And then we're going to do something completely different up there. I don't know what. But it won't be a yellow page anyway. May not even be out of this book, but it definitely won't be yellow. Okay. Oh, the book I'm using. Okay, sorry. A Field Guide in Color to Wildflowers. You can do anything you want, Beth. I don't care if you use napkins or toilet paper. You can use anything you want. On the author. All right. It doesn't even say on it. Let's see. Dimitri Akili and illustrated by Marianne Golte Betschel. Okay, I can't say it, but you can read it. There you go. I'm going to just let it sit there a minute so y'all can write it down if you're wanting to. You're very welcome. I'm sorry I was confused. I didn't realize the author wasn't on the outside, but it's sure not. So, okay. Okay, just a second. I've got to find a line here that I can put that on. There we go. All right, now we're going to ink this one up. Probably don't even need that, but nope, the top doesn't need it. Okay. Okay, now then, we're going to put something back there, and then we will be able to glue this one together. Okay, so we know we wanted to go down past these little lines that I made. And so we've got everything yellow down here. We've got blue and yellow and blue and pink, or purple and pink. We might as well just go ahead and make everything out of this book. Let's just find something pretty to go Ooh, that's pretty. So's that one. And that one. All those are pretty. Okay. Let's just see if we can get a couple of these out. Because I think I'm going to need the whole width. Okay. I think the blue is just going to have to be on there, which I don't really like. Let's take them both down a little bit. It's just oh goodness. Well, I want the blue out, but then I don't think it'll be wide enough. But let's just go ahead and take it all off and see. The only way I can do it really accurately is on here. Goodness, excuse me. Oh, sorry, I can't mute, y'all. I wish I could. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Allergies are just really, really killing me right now. It's like just the weeds are blooming, nothing else. And okay. Sorry. Okay. These are going to have to not have torn edges because that would take off too much. So we're just going to ink them and go with it. Paper mites and dust mites. Yeah, well, that's possible, all right. Because I'm sure we know there's paper and there's probably lots of dust too. Especially in old books. around the edges. I don't know. I think I want them square because this is so squared off right here. Okay, I think I do. I think I just want to leave them straight. Okay, we're about to get there. You could put washi tape across the top. I think I kind of like the little bit of file foldery look to it. So I probably won't, but I'm not a huge washi tape person. So if you're a washi tape person, go for it. Put it together. I do need to cut that out though. I think it'd be easier to do that before I glue it together. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm thinking the glue on it might make it harder to cut through. Oh, that one's hard. Let me get back here and okay, got that one. This one should be easier. All right. When you forget, especially if it's something you really wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue right here. It's probably not necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to put some glue here and right there. Okay, and I got a little bit in there. Okay. And then that's dry. And I'm going to put some right here. And right over here. I'm just going to do it up here, I think. Okay, and then we've got right here and right here. I'm going to use, oh, where'd that one go? Okay, I'll take the clamps off of this and use them right here. Okay, and then right over here. Okay, we're going to let that sit a little bit, and a pocket here, and here, and then a tuck up under here. And then on this side, we have a tuck here and here. And then here we have two pockets, and one pocket, and one pocket. And let's let this sit just a minute, and then I'll show you what it's like inside the journal. But I want this to sit just a minute more before we take the clamps off, so that we can show you. Let me find the book. Okay. Let's put that one up there for a minute, and I'm going to show you this one. Okay, so we can go ahead and stick this one right in there, and it fits right like that. And then we can go ahead and put our journal in also, because there's plenty of room. For it to go right in there in the middle. And this is the one I was saying you could, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and glue this down right here so it would stay put and it would just always be in here. And then you can take the journals in and out, and these this folder in and out if you want to. And I'm going to think about that. Right now, I'm not going to glue mine down, but you could. And I think it would work fine. And let's go ahead and see if we can get this in there without messing up those. Okay, so you could just put these two in there like this without the journal. Like this. And then it would purely just be more pockets. Or you could go so far, if you want to put this in there. And then it would all be in there. But that really pops it open. So I think that's too much. I think I would do either both of these, or I would do this one and this one. This one's really, it forces itself open. It needs to lay underneath something to force itself to shut. So what were you going to do with the front section? This and this, I really hadn't planned to do anything with that. I've got some more stuff to do I've got some more stuff to do here. And I could just put something and put this in there, you know, right in there. Somehow bind it to this. But I need to do something there. And then I need to do something here. We could, you know, stick it right in there if we wanted to. And then something here. It could go in there. We could take this and glue it right in here if we wanted to. It would fit, you know, glued right to that spine if we wanted to do that. I don't want to do that because then you've got the same spine here that you've got there, and so you're kind of wasting the inside space. Yeah, a bunch of choices. And then the this I don't know what I'm going to do with this journal. I just made it, you know, just have something to stick in here out of stuff that I had in the house. I really like this idea as a continued gathering place. And I'll probably leave it like this until I get the journal I'm going to actually work in. And so next week, we're going to do some kind of pocket here because it can't be too bulky. And we're going to do some kind of pocket over here because neither one of the, well, this one could be. There's a little more space. But because of this, you can't make it too bulky. And then we'll just have that opening left to do after that. So there we go. And I haven't decided yet what kind of pockets we're going to do on those sides. We'll probably use either some kind of cardstock or file folders or book pages. The same kinds of things we've been using, we will use to make those pockets, whatever kind of pockets they're going to be. So it'll be the same kind of, hi, Kathy. Thank you. It'll be the same kind of supplies that we've been using all along to put for next week. So it's coming along really good. I'm really happy with it so far. Thank you all very much. And it is definitely time for me to go to bed. And y'all too. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I'm really loving it. And I think this is a fun little journal, and it may this may end up being my next little everything book just because I've got it made already, and I'm going to need one soon, or I may put a different cover on it so that it's got a cover. But God bless you all. See you in the next stream or somebody else's stream or next week or whenever it happens. God bless you. Bye-bye.